President Trump has unveiled a new trade policy that affects virtually every nation as his suspension of reciprocal tariffs came to an end. Brazil is facing some of the steepest levies at 50%, while almost no country's imports will be taxed less than 10%. CBS News has learned that the higher tariffs are set to take effect next week so that Custom and Border Protection has enough time to implement the new rates. And this is the latest jobs report showing hiring slowed in July. Just 73,000 new jobs were added to the U.S. labor market. Unemployment ticked up slightly to 4.2%. But even more concerning, revisions to the previous reports for the last 2 months. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, May and June's job numbers are roughly 258,000 less than previously reported. Let's get right on over back to CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe for more on this. Ed, good to have you back so soon. So you have some breaking news coming from the White House as a result of this jobs report. What can you tell us?
We hadn't heard directly yet, Tom, today from the president himself. They always remind us, check his Truth Social account for his thoughts. Right after we last spoke, he Truth Socialed this. He says that he's learned that the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics is a woman named Dr. Erika McEntarfer, who was nominated during the Biden administration, and notes that there have been revisions to monthly jobs reports before. Notably, he calls out one from March 2024 that was overstated by 818,000 and then revised again around the 2024 election. And what he says here is, we need accurate jobs numbers. I have directed my team to fire this Biden political appointee immediately. She will be replaced with someone much more competent and qualified. Important numbers like this must be fair and accurate. They can't be manipulated for political purposes. Although his critics will immediately say you've just manipulated them for political purposes by removing someone whose data you disagree with. If you're wondering, can the president do this? The answer is yes. McEntarfer is a veteran federal official who only became Commissioner of Labor Statistics in January 2024. She'd previously held jobs at the Census Bureau, the Treasury Department, and at one time was on the Council of Economic Advisors in the Biden White House, advising on how to rebuild the job market after the pandemic. So she had some more direct work and experience in Biden economic policy, at least, and then had that job. So the president, the current one, saying he's going to fire a nominee from the last one who oversees these jobs reports. We should point out, Tom, monthly jobs reports have a way of being revised either up or down on a fairly regular basis. And the business community, those that track these numbers closely, have long said, you know, can we really trust this number anyway if a few months later you're going to come back and tell us, in fact, there weren't that many people hired or more people were hired than initially thought? And so what the president is doing is merely adding to years of questions and criticism of how it's done, but taking that extra step that only a president can by firing the person who is in charge of this. We should also point out to our viewers, economic and jobs data specifically is closely guarded over at the Bureau of Labor Statistics near the U.S. Capitol. And every first Friday of a month, they invite over economics reporters, our colleagues, to look at those numbers in a carefully guarded room under embargo until 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, when they are released to the public. They are usually sent here to the White House the night before, so that they're aware of them under that embargo, and usually asked not to comment on them. So the president conceivably would have been told about this bad jobs number as early as yesterday, but is just now weighing in, saying that he plans to have this woman fired, and is raising questions, as many have before, about the methodology used and the reliability of the monthly jobs report as one key and often closely quoted economic figure.
Ed, you know, this is such a key indicator to release to the public on how the economy is doing. We all look to the jobs report and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So what does this mean moving forward? Do you know?
Good question. I mean, we don't know who he would conceivably appoint in her place, and we don't know what that potentially means for the future reliability of this data. If it's now drawn his attention and his ire, that conceivably means, if recent history is any guide, that some Trump administration official now is going to try to better police these figures or try to figure out why it is they're coming in so low. He has spent much of his political career, and certainly his two presidencies, raising doubts about government data and statistics generally, and trying to cast the world using his own set of facts and figures. There's all sorts of examples of that. But to go after this number, which is seen as you said, one of the key indicators to measure economic growth and the health of Americans' perceptions of the economy, now has the potential to really rattle the markets, which are already being rattled today by the essential start of the tariffs. Remember, they were supposed to begin today. He's now kicked it to August 7th. But by announcing higher rates overnight for about 70 countries and saying they have just a few more days to negotiate, that is contributing to the numbers today that have it down about a point or a percentage point and change, at least the Dow. And you're seeing most major stocks suffer for that. So we'll see now here in the last 90 minutes of trading for today whether that has further effect and then how the economy and the global economy responds to it over the weekend.
Ed O'Keefe from the White House coming on with some breaking news. Ed, we appreciate it. Thank you.